what do I think of the Harry Potter sequel overall? I do still enjoy watching it, but it's certainly weaker than the first Harry Potter musical. This musical is just another stupid Harry Potter musical, and while there's obviously nothing wrong with that, this is something that we've seen before, and I think seen before done a lot better. All that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the positives before we dive into the negatives. The actors all do a good job with what they're given. We have a lot of returning characters, and they of course do a very good job, and we also have a number of new characters, some of which were played by actors who were only in Me and My Dick before this, like Nicholas Strauss, Corey Doris, and Ryan Holden. And it's nice to see them be in a show that's slightly better written. Slightly. The songs, as they almost always are with Star Kid musicals, are phenomenal. I have my fair share of problems with some of these earlier Star Kid musicals, but I can't deny that these songs are all catchy as hell. And unlike the musical directly before this, none of the songs in this musical exist just to say pussy over and over again. The humor, for the most part, excluding the most obvious, also works. Again, this is a stupid musical, but it's really not trying to be anything else. But while the humor does still work, again for the most part, and I do still find it entertaining, it is still very similar in tone to the first musical. What's the biggest difference between the two musicals? Well, while a Harry Potter musical is a cool 2 hours and 15 minutes, Harry Potter sequel adds almost a full hour and a half to that, topping out at 3.5 hours. And the humor doesn't work that well. A lot of Star Kid's problems early on, at least from a technical standpoint as opposed to subject matter, which I've already talked about, is that they weren't always great at streamlining their shows. For some shows it works better than others, for this show it really doesn't work. They just tried to fit too much into this musical. And of course we have the big glaring problem that I talked about yesterday. With some problematic moments, like the "like a girl" line from To Dance Again from Harry Potter musical, it's something that just lasts a scene. That obviously doesn't make the moment okay, but it does mean that it doesn't last very long. The same cannot be said about Umbridge. Umbridge is one of the main antagonists of this musical, and she's in a vast majority of it. It really does taint the entire show when your most problematic aspect of it is relevant to the entire show. My final opinions on the show are mixed. I think everyone does a good job with what they are given. I love all of the songs, and it does still get a chuckle out of me every now and then. But it's just too long, especially when you consider that it's just another stupid Harry Potter musical that doesn't do it as well as the first one, and when you consider its very offensive antagonist. If I were to rank it based on the other Star Kid musicals that I've seen, and I'm not promising to do this with every single one that I cover, but I will do it for this one, I would put it above Me and My Dick, but still pretty far below Harry Potter musical. And that is my final discussion on Harry Potter sequel. Hopefully I will be able to start the next one soon, and then we get into the Chicago era of shows for Star Kid, which are all pretty solid, so I'm pretty excited about that. But until then, I will hopefully see you tomorrow for my wrap-up of Steven Universe the movie.